I guess the same as straight sword, right? Probably 31 handed. Should we start with a different class? I'm really considering starting with a strength-based class, which seems to make a lot more sense to me. But if we are using Glint Blade, we still do need to get to 17 dex, which is 12 with the Source Seal. So Confessor makes sense. But we really don't need that much faith.
I'll give you the best nut ever.
The rest of the stats are good. Yeah, I saw that, Aziz. I saw that you put that video in. Wifeson, thanks for the 4-month resub. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Yeah, that's pretty insane how it does so much poise damage. Can that stun lock Morgott? What's up, Chris? Is that better than Samurai? Well, I guess it has more strength. No, it doesn't. Just kidding. Why is Samurai such a good starting class, dude? Like 14 strength? I guess the Vagabond probably. Hero, I would still need to level up a bit of Dex. And 2 Faith. Yeah, I mean, Samurai is just better, probably. Is the Mercenary... Well, honestly, Mercenary as a starting class in DS3 is kind of trash. I would say the Samurai is the assassin of this game. What's up, Zephyr? Thanks, dude. Yeah, Samurai's... I mean, basically every run is Samurai Star. Almost. And yeah, starting with the bow is really nice too. For the one spot that I use it. And yeah, having the Uchi for the troll as well can be nice if I need to do some extra hits or something. Yep, we just got to get past fucking Horlu. Gold free in Horlu. Everything else on this run is pretty easy. Maybe Radan is a little tricky, and honestly, Godric kind of is too, but... In Godric, we should never have issues with phase 2, because we can just stun him. Red Ann. Yeah, Redan.
Maybe I'll give you the best nut ever.
Doing it too early? Yeah, sometimes I get it, but... Yeah, thanks for gifting the sub to Chris, dude. Thanks, man. I actually don't think I even need this grace anymore. Lauren, what's up, dude? It's too bad this weapon kind of sucks, man. It's really easy to get at the start of the runs. Yeah, the pace was looking good until I just spent the last 2 days trying to get this run and couldn't get it yet. I don't fight Rykard on any of these. I have thought about that DNC, yeah. Oops. What's up, Chris the Beast? Thanks, dude.
To aid you. You need to the foot. Then it summon me. Ah, I bequeath. It will summon torrent to treat him with.
Yeah, this is definitely hard to run. It makes the game. It's not way harder, but doing smithing stone routes where you're only getting, you know, plus 13 for the earlier game stuff, like Godric and Radahn, is makes it harder than when you can go into the boss and just blast them in one hit. Mostly for Radahn though, because sometimes I don't even get the kill. You know, the last few times we've just had to fight phase 2. Well, the challenge of a no grace run is trying to have an optimal route. Right? You're trying to figure out, okay, what gear do I need? How do I get my upgrades and all that stuff? But what do other people say? Do other people say like Radahn or something? Nah, that sounds bad. I never care about how they say it in the game. It's Radahn. Uncle Redan. Freed? Do people say freed? That's what I should start saying. Yeah, I say like millennia instead of millennia or whatever. I don't know how they say it in the game, but I like also really don't care. Millennia. And then cuckery, yeah. Cuckeries, dude. And a lot of people try to correct me too and say it's, oh dude, it's obviously cookery. Like, no, it's fucking not. How dare you? Someone says Gale. Wait, what? What do you mean by that? As opposed to what? Yeah, Miyazaki blocked me because I pronounce all the names of his characters wrong. Oh. Oh, like Evergale, you're saying. Oh, I thought you were just talking about the actual boss. I was like, man, that's pronounced Gale for sure. There's no possible way that anybody cares that much about how people pronounce stuff, dude. There's no way, right? Surely you guys aren't spending that much of your energy worrying about that. What's up, Narwhal? Thanks, dude. GIF and GIF. Yep. Yeah, I mean, who even cares though? Maybe some people have some sort of thing where they just have to care. I don't know. The brain aids, dude. Atlas Plateau. I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say that. But I guess, yeah, if somebody pronounces something just in a way that it's totally not spelt, then I guess maybe, yeah, saying Atlas instead of Altus, then I guess, I don't know. That's maybe a little bit more reasonable. Be like, wait, what the fuck are you saying? You're just saying the wrong thing. It's not even just how you're reading it. It's you're mixing up the letters. How do I say Liurnia? That's how I say it. Say Liurnia. Different characters from games often pronounce names differently. No, that's probably just low budget voice acting rather than something intentional. But I don't know. Maybe it's Miyazaki's vision, dude. Or it's just low budget. I don't know what the best way to run through here is. I'm going to try going this way. It is real life accurate, that's true. Maybe we should consider trying to get a plus 16. Or I guess what? I guess it would actually be plus 15. I don't know why I keep saying plus 16. Or potentially even a plus 18. How can I get a plus 18? We already know. Well, I know how we could get a plus. I know where we can get enough fives, I think, right? I know where. I don't know how, but I know where they are. But what about the sixes, though? Where can I get the sixes from? It's just, there's a lot of cave diving, and I don't really want to do that. Pretty hyped about it. Well, there were multiple things. I mean, the one thing that we were talking about, the Discord, was one of them. First attempt. No, this is probably the 8th or 9th. This has been a hard weapon. Yeah, this one's taken us the longest so far. None of the other runs have taken more than, I think, 3 tries, but this weapon, it's got good damage and stuff, but the fact that it's smithing stone and its moveset is fucking trash is really not helping. Falling Star Beast. You know what? I probably could, though. I bet you this weapon would smoke him, but just seems like it's kind of out of the way. Oh wait, you're talking the full grown. I was just talking the one in the cave. I don't know how many other smithing stone weapons are requested, but some of them might be even way worse than this, and then we kind of do need those upgrades, right? Because right now we're getting a plus 13, and compared to Somber, that's basically almost half of what we would... It's a little bit more than half of a, you know, plus 9 Somber weapon that we would normally have. And I think if this thing was Somber, it would be not bad. It'd probably be quite good, actually. Yeah, the one in Altus drops some, but that one wouldn't be as easy because the one in the cave, I'm pretty certain that with the Great Club, I could just walk up to him, get 2 charge R2s, one to his head, and the other one doesn't have to be to his head, and it probably would be a scripted kill. .441 AR. But is that a straight sword though? What's up, Heretic? What? How could that have missed him? I wonder if this... Is this one shot from this far? Why am I even doing this? Just trying to get myself killed. Which jacked up? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Which is always kind of messed up. How's it going, Shogun, by the way? Yeah, so... You guys think that we should spend time trying to figure out how we could get it to plus 18? Or is it just not worth it? It'd probably... In terms of being efficient, it's definitely way less efficient, but might make the run more consistent. Well, if we did get a plus 18, then we would have it for every boss, basically. Right? I mean, we get plus 13 for Margit, and then I'd probably just get a plus 18 for that if it was possible. And so we'd have it for Margit, Godric, Radan, Goldfree, Morgott. No, God's Gonna Do It would still be plus 19. Well, to be fair, we kind of do have time, actually. And especially if there are more smithing stone weapons that are requested, I don't actually know if there are. I think there are. Then we will probably use the same route. .24 runs in 37 days. Is it 37? Thought it was more than that. Might be 38. But yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I mean, it should be easily doable, but it depends on if we get hard stuck on runs like this, where runs start taking more than 1 day to get.
You're surprised you've no matter. Why don't? Oh, don't.
Yeah, there's one more DS3 run left, and I forget what it is. Oh, it's the Gargoyle Flamehammer, which should be pretty easy. We're going to just cheat engine that one. I think it's a Twinkling Weapon. And so, yeah, that should be a free run, basically. And you know, in Dark Souls 3, it's so easy for me, right? Because I've done no-hit runs with every single weapon class already. And so I don't have to learn anything new. I know all the upgrade routes. I know just everything I need to know. So there's not... With Dark Souls 3 and mostly Dark Souls 2, maybe not to the same degree as Dark Souls 3, but things don't take a lot of time because I don't even have to route it. You just do it. Whereas in this game, the reason why this run has taken so long so far is because, first of all, I've gotten hit a bunch of times, but then we spent a good 6 hours routing this, or maybe 5, figuring out Godskin Duo strat and, you know, testing out the weapon on things and then figuring out the upgrade route, which I've never done before. And when we did the Regalia run as well, that also took me a bit of extra time because we were also figuring out different strats. For example, the Gideon strat with the rot pots and figuring out how to set that up for weapons that don't have some scripted Gideon kill. This one luckily does have that, but yeah, so it's not surprising that this run's taken a little bit longer, but it's probably taken a little bit too much longer than I would have liked. I don't think the slicer will be too hard. It's just going to be routing in the setup. It's going to take the longest. And figuring out what kind of staff. I don't think going for Lusat staff is worth it, but I don't know. Usually Nox Duo is super easy on sorcery runs though. But what, I think that stuff is like 40 int, right? That's a lot. Incant should be extremely easy, I think, yeah. Do no poise damage. I don't think it has to do poise damage, though. I don't think it's going to need to. And for Elden Beast, I might, we could just do some Flame of Red main strat and just fight the boss normally. And for Gideon, I assume the Slicer's not going to be able to kill him, so we could just do some Rot Pot strats or something. I guess fighting Loretta, though, with the Slicer might really suck. Our favorite weapon? I don't really know at this point. Yeah, 52. Green Glintblade. Is that actually the best setup, though? The problem with the Jellyfish Shield is, I mean, you have to refresh the duration of it, right? But yeah, I could use it, I guess. Do Death's Poker. It depends how much time we have left. Because if, as I've been saying, if we don't have a lot of time left, then I'm going to do runs that I know I'm going to get quickly. If we do have lots of time, then maybe we can do other runs, but yeah, it just depends. I really would like to do a large club run, which I think will be basically this, but way better. Green Glintblade staff. Yeah, that's true. But it's also just not a very good staff, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure it's just bad. But we're still going to want to get it for the offhand buff, right? I think. But then, if we do that, then we would probably want to go Lusats. But I don't know how to get that safely. I suppose, though, you could main hand that and then go offhand Jellyfish Shield, but I'd rather not. Get multiple? I don't think so. Not in one playthrough. Also, I kind of just assumed that that we're not going to cheat engine in the spell, right? In the setup. I don't think it's that far in the game. Isn't it just sold by... Who do you get it from? Or how do you get the spell? Yeah, the Pumpkinhead, yeah. Yeah, true, it does boost the disease, but it's just the spell scaling on that one, as far as I'm aware, is really bad. What's up, Easy? Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's not great, and so you're better off just kind of offhanding it, and then... just so you get the boost, but then using a better staff. Well, yeah, the best staff would be Lusats, like, undoubtedly, but it's just, how do I get it, right? What is the setup where I would get that? Unless I just use some other spell on Noxuo, which I could do. How's it going, Kaza? Prince of Deaths. I've used it a ton, but there's no chance that I would use it for any normal run. Yeah, it's the best staff if you have faith and intelligence, but I mean, it's not really reasonable to use for a one playthrough no-hit run. But when I did a subathon where I got, you know, I started a new character and I just beat the game like 50 times. And on that, I used that because I had I was like level 500, so. It also is kind of in a really bad spot. Even on all remembrances, if you were doing all remembrances sorcery only, you still wouldn't use that staff. You go loose stats all the way. Much int? Probably a lot. I mean, if we are going to use Lusat staff, then at least 52, but probably more like 60. 60 or 70. Yeah, I'm so excited. When they announce DLC, I'm going to make a brand new character. And pretty excited for that. Ovid, thanks, dude. Yeah, that's the plan. With a lot of these runs, I'm going to do that. So probably at this rate, I'll release like one a week or something. And yeah. Just I'll do the interesting runs or the runs that I find interesting. Yeah, the large club is really good, yeah. And I got my hopes up too, because when Opie put in this request, it said the large club. And then Opie was like, oh wait, that's a typo. It's supposed to be the fucking gray club. Like, oh, of course. What's up, Lucy? Does it take long? Not something like that. Something like that takes a very short amount of time. Offhand carrying Glowblade. Yeah, that's the plan. That's what the sorcery runners do. When people do sorcery no hit and they use Glowblade for bosses, such as Radagon and Fire Giant, then that's what they do. Charger 2 on Golem Albert is 40 poise. Does it hit hard? Valhalla, what's up, dude? Carrying Glunstone staff? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so the idea is that it boosts the slicer. And so you just put in your offhand, and then main hand you use, some good staff. And then you get a nice bonus damage. It's probably... The slicer's probably good enough where you don't even need it. Yeah, I've done his questline a few times. To be honest, I would rather not have to do it even, but Is this another, this isn't a somber weapon, is it? Yeah, another insane smithing stone weapon that you can't switch the Ash of War on. It's funny how much worse that makes the weapons too when you can't do that.
It seems my torrent, whereas I'm in. There is but one I can take gathering place. Very let my hand.
It makes the weapon so much worse. Smithing stone, and you don't even get the benefits of normal smithing stone weapons. It's just trash. Unless it already has a good Ash of War, which I can't honestly think of any that already have a good Ash of War. It's not like the Troll's Roar is that good, except on one boss. I mean, it's not bad on NPCs, I guess, but... I really do not need this golden seed. I'm gonna stop getting it. What is interesting though is that smithing stone routes aren't really slower than somber routes actually. At least with the somber routes we're doing, because I think it's because it takes a long time to go into Volcano Manor, and like that somber 7 that's in there. I think that's kind of why. Because when we died on the run yesterday, I think we were only at 138 at Horlu. Unless I'm misremembering, but maybe it's even lower than that. And the somber routes are definitely, I don't get to that point. Usually we're at about 150 or higher with the somber route. So I don't know how it's so much slower, but probably just because I wasn't doing it efficiently, or maybe I forgot stuff. But I think every single run we've done so far, all the Elden Ring requests so far has been about 204, which is funny, but I think every single run has actually been 204 so far.
Hello. It's rather my mistress. But I was a could I ask that thug only if you've what a blessed thug.
It's unfortunate we still have to do this quest though. I would love to not have to do this quest. But Assassin's Gambit is too important.
What are you trying to start something? Show me, and I'll consider. I'm not in love. You first.
Guess I don't have to go to Iji on this route. For the bells. Yeah, they're there. Or what Via said. Yeah, it's too bad that we can't get the Zamor Ruins one early somehow before doing stuff.
Thank you kindly. Did I forget? I seek still. You are very
Do
distant
magma?
as such, please.
Yeah, because that's way fucking worse, probably. Okay, so let's go to Atlas Plateau.
I knew you. I hereby take my hand. Give I will.
No, Renala's never done over Redan. I mean, Red Wolf is too dangerous, and Renala sucks. Have to fight. So yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate that, you know, two of the possible bosses that we could kill progress through the game just are almost never viable. Really unfortunate.
You're no match loud. You're
'Cause it would be kind of more fun if I could have some more options. I guess technically I do have more options, but I just too risky to do it. And obviously I would never do Raycard, so. Consistent with sleep. I mean, Red Wolf wouldn't be too bad, but it still wouldn't be. It still wouldn't be worth doing, probably. But yeah, I could go in and sleep and then, you know, get an attack off. Boss would still live. But I could do it, I guess. Oh, you guys, I messed up. I can't believe I've done this, dude. Oh, I was just totally on autopilot. And I didn't, dude, I didn't even get the grace in the area. And I'm pretty sure I can't just get back. We just wasted fucking how long? 38 minutes. I can't believe this. Yeah, but if I go for the NPC invader, I have to go back into Volcano. I can't just go and kill him, right? Or can I? But I still have to get back into Volcano. Wow. All right, well, what is the best way to go? I mean, this way's faster, but I can't believe I did this, you guys. I just totally forgot that I had to. It's actually the smithing stone route, dude. It's actually the smithing stone route because I got all messed up. This might be salvageable, though. I just don't really know how to fight that NPC. Maybe I should have gone the other way, too, but this way's probably better. Yeah, this is how I get a 204 for sure. By fucking just totally messing up the quest line. Ah, man, that's brutal. Did I pass the ladder? There's like a million enemies here too. I should probably go the other way. This is so... I just can't believe I threw this run for absolutely no reason. Yeah, and like normally I get the grace too. I just didn't. Did I mess up? Well, you need to kill Bernal before you go to Volcano Manor or else he moves. And I didn't do that. Hopefully it's nighttime. Oh boy. I'm probably gonna die here. Please get lucky. Yeah. And so now we can't kill Bernal, and we have to kill the NPC invader, basically. So this run's totally scuffed, but it's possible I survived this, and yeah, if we do, then we can just continue, but might have been better for me to just start another run, dude. We'll see what happens, though. I don't really know what the NPC does.
Dear Questline. Yes, right this way. Right this way.
And he's got that gravity attack too, right? That NPC. Roll into it, Charger 2. What's up, Aram? At least I know these areas very well. It's not like some, you know, not like we haven't been here before on all bosses or something. I don't have Gambit though, so hopefully I don't aggro this guy. Oh my god. What a disaster. What a total disaster this run is, dude.
Who are and what in hell volcano? I hope you well know that the before you
Wait, I guess... Is it this one that I have to...
before you
All right, let's see how to kill this fucking guy. What an absolute fiasco, dude. This is a fiasco. No, maybe I could have killed this guy first, but I've fought this guy before, but I just don't really remember. Hmm. See, does that... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that attack works. If it like hits you twice or not. Only hit. Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I didn't know if it like grabbed you in first or something. Oh, that's not how I wanted to start today, dude. Just can't believe that. Yeah, I was supposed to kill Bernal before going into Volcano Manor, but I just forgot for some reason. I think it's because the routing of the smithing stone weapons is just really, it's new to me and it's kind of messing me up. And so yeah, I went to Volcano Manor without killing Bernal, and then that way you either have to kill Rykard or you have to kill that invader. Get Assassin's Gambit. So it's only two options, so. Obviously, I'm not going to kill fucking Rykard with a Grey Club, so. So, yeah. Yeah, that's frustrating, man. I never want to use this fucking weapon again once we're done this shit run, dude.
They sir, but you, I can play turning to aid you. You need O to the foot. Then it's summon me. Ah, I bequeath. You, it will summon torrent. Treat him with.
Yeah, bow only. I was saying I'm probably not going to do bow only for this. Is what I was saying, because it's not a melee weapon. So what's up, RVSTV and Posy, welcome back. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do the bow only, but it depends on the time constraints. And the only reason, like, the reason why this messed me up is because, normally what I've been doing is I do Rhea questline and then immediately go to Volcano Manor. But on this, we get some upgrade materials there, right? When we do Somber routes, I don't have to go to Rhea at any point beforehand. But for this, I need to go there to pick up the 2 smithing 2 stones. And so, yeah, I don't know. It just messed me up, dude. That's why that happened. Because by that point, normally, we get all of our upgrades at Iggy, right? So what I normally do is, once we kill the Tree Sentinel, I go to Iggy, and then we get our +4. And then we kill Bernal then, and then I do Rhea. But on this one, that was really close. On this one, we have to go to, at least to the Rhea area first to get the upgrades. Yeah, I didn't get the Grace, Aram. Yeah. Because there's no reason for me to get the Grace normally, right? Because I just need to join it and then leave. A day timeout. Yeah, if Opai's timed out, then I'll get the run, dude. That's what's gonna happen. Thanks, Vio. Thanks, dude. This weapon shouldn't be that bad, though. I think it's just... Yeah, the weapon's definitely not great, but it's a combination of just me not being familiar with this route yet. And yeah, that's why we just lost that run there. For no reason. No, that's definitely not true, Paletto. I knew it wasn't going to be that good of a weapon, but I was thinking the poise damage was going to make up for everywhere where it's bad. But it kind of just doesn't. Because you can't deal poise damage if you just can't hit the enemy. But yeah, I didn't think it would be this bad for sure. But I didn't love it. There's no, I mean... I didn't think it was going to be top tier or anything. I thought it was going to be okay. I think. I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm just misremembering. Maybe I did think it was going to be crazy good. But I don't think so. Think I'm going to complete? Yeah, I mean, we're still easily on pace right now, so I think I will. So we're hitting a rough patch right now, apparently. Fire Giant phase 2. Yeah, that I guess that's kind of true, yeah. I mean, it was good. It was decent for things, and then yeah. And then it just couldn't hit Fire Giant's fucking eye. And then we got to Godskin Duo, and it's just abysmal for them. It's good on Malekith, though. Ones are plus 25. What else? I'm tired again today, dude. Yeah, it's just not a great moveset. It has no range on basically any of its attacks for some reason, and slow. Well, that actually is true though, Arm. If you're actually fighting Fire Giant phase 2 straight up, it is pretty good because you just get the insanely fast stuns. So if you were fighting on, I wasn't sure if I was gonna die from that. I don't think so. If you're doing some sort of low damage run where for some reason you're not using Ox damage, then it actually wouldn't be bad. Because you're just gonna stun him basically every 2 attacks. But it's good on Elden Beast, and it's good on Radagon, so... I am considering... Okay, this next run, you guys, if we don't get it here, then we are going to figure out how to try to get it more upgraded. And just see. We're just going to test it out. Let's go, Nazi. Yeah, after this one, we don't get it. We will, yeah. We'll route in to see if we get more upgrades. And you know, the Morgott kill should be the exact same. Actually, maybe it's not, though. Because potentially he could, go into the sword attack early, and then... Yeah, maybe I shouldn't, dude. I don't know, maybe it's okay, though. What grace did I not get? Oh, the church. That's right. Thanks, Ominous. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I even used that bonking the wall strat on my first no-hit run. Maybe. Start to learn DS3 no-hit. Yeah, DS3 no-hit is tough. I think it's probably the hardest no-hit game out of the FromSoft ones. Or it undoubtedly is. Gonna have to take a nap before the co-op tonight, you guys. We are gonna do the co-op with Edie tonight. There, at least that's the plan.
Welcome.
Most easy, probably this one.
Please, I'm hungry.
I would say. Yeah, those bosses are tough. Aquatic. Definitely. Yeah, DS2 no-hit is easier than DS3. Every single no-hit in a Souls game is easier than Dark Souls 3. Bloodborne's second hardest? Probably not. Bloodborne's pretty easy. Bloodborne's pretty fucking easy. And I think it's easy to get consistent as well. Just there are some things you have to learn though. It's not completely trivial, but it's really not too bad. How to rank them? So easiest is probably this game. So only the games I've done. Sekiro is probably second easiest, and then next would probably be oh yeah, Dark Souls 2, and then probably after that would be Bloodborne, and then DS1, and then DS3. Is that all of them? I think so. It's kind of hard to say. I think all of them are very similar difficulty, aside from Dark Souls 3. Unquestionably, Dark Souls 3 is the hardest, and then I think that, you know, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, DS1 are all pretty similar. Oh yeah, well, yeah, Sekiro. I mean, Shura is so fast, right? And it's not. What's difficult on it, even when you think about it, right? What's difficult? Ape is scripted, basically. It really just comes down to, can you fight Genny and can you fight Emma? And the Ishin fight's trivial, right? Yeah, and easiest is Elden Ring because I think the running sections are a non-factor. Same with Sekiro, right? Sekiro running sections are basically just totally free. Which makes getting runs a lot easier, and that's why I also think Dark Souls 3 is probably the hardest, or it's part of the reason. And I'd put Dark Souls 1 up there too with some of the running sections. Mainly just Anne Orlando, but still. But Elden Ring, the bosses are basically all scripted. And yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about Ishin Ashina. But also, to be fair, Sword and Sword Saint Ishin on no damage runs, if you just practice him enough, like once you get him consistent, then he's never gonna pose any threats basically. But he's maybe a little bit like Cinder in that it does take a decent amount of time to learn him. But I wouldn't put him on the same level as Cinder though in terms of being difficult. Personally. No, Ishin Ashina's definitely easier. In my opinion. Basically, only boss fights are going to be easy. Well, it depends, though. It depends on the boss fights. And so, yeah, I would say that Elden Ring is the easiest. And then the rest of them, you know, the rest of them are all very similar, in my opinion. And then there's Dark Souls 3, which is the hardest. History's all RNG. Well, it's certainly not all RNG, but there's a lot more. The reason why Dark Souls 3 I think is the hardest is it has the hardest bosses, undoubtedly. Twin Prince's learning is, well, I guess you can cheese Princes, but even Cinder, right? You gotta learn Cinder. You have to learn Aldrich positionings, and you gotta learn, well, I guess maybe not, though. Deacons. In Dark Souls 3, there's so many very specific things that, where am I going right now? I guess I can do this now. It doesn't really matter. There's a lot of things that you have to learn in Dark Souls 3 that are, you know, not obvious. Whereas in a game like this, I would argue that there's not a lot of stuff to learn like that. There's not any really tricky sections that you have to, you know, have a lot of knowledge of different possibilities, and the boss fights are much easier. And it's not because bosses are objectively easier in terms of moveset, it's in terms of the setup you have. And I don't think no hitting any of the other games, at least the ones that I've done, right? The only one I haven't done is Demon Souls. But none of the other games have a boss that, or have that amount of learning required before you can start getting consistent. And sure, Hidden Body makes things go faster, right? There's some things that you have to, or you can circumvent learning a few of the things that I've had to learn in the past by using Hidden Body, but it's still, even with Hidden Body, it's still the hardest, I think. Harder no-hit Souls boss than Cinder? No, I mean, I don't think so. At least not on a meta run. But all this stuff is relative to the build. Because I would argue that there's probably some Elden Ring bosses that are harder than to no-hit than Cinder. But it just depends on how much damage you're dealing. I think Moog, right? Moog could easily be harder than Cinder, maybe. I could see it being harder than Cinder, but with all the meta runs we do, you never have to deal with anything. So... well, low damage Fortis Axe isn't really too bad. It just takes a while. Well, I guess so, Katzak, but at the same time, you know, it's not like he's inconsistent or something. Still ultra consistent. It's just when you're learning them at first, he probably takes the longest. Yeah, once you know what you're doing on Cinder, I mean, especially with Twin Blades, you're never gonna get hit. Well, yeah, the Demon Fist thing is different, though. I mean, I'm not just using the Twin Blades. Even on runs like the Master Run and SO1 No Upgrade, I never really got hit on Cinder. And those are 20 to 30 minute fights. Which one should you start with? I don't know. It just depends what you like. If you like open world games, probably start with this game. But if you do start with this game, it's probably going to be hard to go back to the older ones. Maybe. End of a 5-hour run. Well, I never did Cinder last. On the Master Run, I believe I did Nameless King last. With Black Flame. Which just totally blasts him, dude. I don't know if I would start in order. I mean... I don't know, if I started with Dark Souls 1, I probably would never play Souls again. So... I wouldn't... Personally, I wouldn't do that, but it just depends on your preference of games. I think you can start with the last one and go back and just sort of try to appreciate what it was. That's what I would do. So at least give it a try, right? And if it's really bad, then I would quit. Yeah, I mean, what I would probably do, if DS1 was my first Souls game and I was playing it totally blind, I would probably wander into that tree area. The Great Tree or whatever it's called, and I would fucking quit the game once I realized I have to walk my way all the way back up. That's probably what would happen. And I would just not I would just not play the game. I'd get the bonfire down there. I'd be like, yep, I'm fucking done with this. I'm not walking all the way back up. I would start with Elden Ring, honestly. Because Elden Ring is so fucking good that... I don't know. Even if you don't play any of the other Souls games, Elden Ring is still really good. And if you're curious, you can just go back and look. No, Sekiro is a great first game, I think. But it's totally different, right? But yeah, I think Sekiro as a first introduction to FromSoft is really good. Hey, Bernal, no, we don't kill him yet. Sekiro's a great game, and it's easy to get into. It's not really that complicated. You can kind of just jump into it. Don't have to learn a bunch of things first. This game, I think, is maybe a little bit more intimidating to get into since it's so big and there's so many things to learn. Sekiro is not intimidating at all. You could just play the game. You don't have to know anything. You could just play it. Are there smithing stones up there, by the way, in those things? Should have checked that. And starting with Dark Souls 3, I personally started with Dark Souls 3, and I don't know. I got really bored fast in Dark Souls 3 because of the lack of good areas, basically. I got bored of that game pretty fast. But I did eventually go back and complete it. I did quit the game less than halfway through. I think Elden Ring or Sekiro is a really good starting point. And then you can go, you know, you can go back into the previous games and check it out what it was. But Dark Souls 3, the boss are really good. But I think that I think bosses, I don't know. I think if somebody's playing these games for the first time, the bosses aren't the biggest thing they care about. It definitely adds if there's really cool bosses, which this game does have. You also have to consider too, if someone's playing a Souls game for the first time, they're not trying to focus on the, you know, the little details of the boss mechanics and how their attacks are balanced and stuff. They don't care about that. And so yeah, this game's perfect, I think. Yeah, bosses are important, but I'm saying if someone's playing a Souls game for the first time, they're not coming in and gonna dissect every single boss fight, right? It's the game as an entire experience. You know, what weapons they can use, how nice the areas look, how nice the bosses look. Don't learn the combat. That's a good point, Lucerne. Yeah, that is true. That's definitely true. Sekiro doesn't really have as many options to trivialize the game. But if you're playing a game blind, though, a game like this, it's very unlikely that you're gonna just stumble upon the most overpowered setup that trivializes the game. So, Sekiro, you don't have to worry about that. ADP mechanic. But why? Why is that? Why was the ADP mechanic annoying, or the agility? Like you just didn't want to level it up or something? I don't understand, because I think the biggest problem with agility is that it's really not obvious what happens. If you don't know about it, then you're gonna be, oh shit, this game is so bad I can't roll anything. But if you do know about it, then you just level that up and then you don't think about it again, basically. Yeah, exactly. I think the biggest problem is just knowing what it does. But once you know what it does, then I think it's totally okay. I could also understand though, if you make a character and you're halfway through the game and you're level, I don't know, level 80 or 90, and then all of a sudden you learn about agility and how it affects your iframes. I could understand not wanting to continue that because you've already kind of messed up your character or something. But they do compensate for the extra stats in Dark Souls 2 by making things really cheap. Finish the game with Bandit never touching a 2-minute ADP. Yeah, I mean, that'd be tough, dude. 5 iframes the whole game. You just can't fucking roll anything. It does have respec, that's true. Yeah, as I always say, I actually really like agility and how iframes are a stat. Not because of the design perspective, but from the challenge running perspective, how it adds a whole new layer to it. Oh yeah, 100%. If you're starting Dark Souls 2, then you're gonna get fucked because you're, and that's why I think it's bad, because a new player is gonna have no idea. I think it does say that it improves dodges, but it's so cryptic you don't really know what that means. And even, yeah, even if you do know, it's like, okay, so if I level this up, if I level up my agility with ADP and attunement, then, you know, I get more iframes, but I have no idea how many iframes, and I don't know what that even means. And so how much do I level up to its, you know, so that it's at a decent amount? You don't know the iframe cutoffs. It's definitely better if someone just searches it up, understand it. But yeah, that's really bad. That you have to do that. I like the idea of it though, but it could have been done very differently. While still having, you know, the leveling up iframes aspect still be a part of it. Because I think that's cool. I think it's cool. And you could implement that sort of system in a way that's not so so harsh as well, where you could make it so that the base roll is decent already, but then, you know, it's a bonus for certain characters if they get some amount of some stat, right? And that's like, okay, so my base roll is still 13, but if I invest heavily into this stat, then now my rolls can go up to 15, and now I have a crazy strong roll, right? It could have been done that way, and that's probably way better. Maybe less than 13 for a base roll. Maybe 11 or 12 as the lowest roll. And I think 11 would be good. And that way you could actually make builds that revolve around having a good roll. And I think, oh man, I think that'd actually be so cool. I think that'd be really cool. Especially if it changed the animation somehow. Would also be cool. You get a better roll, you get a different animation. Sort of like the flip.
Fit to determine if you had. It seems torrent, whereas I merely. There is, but I can take gathering play. Very at my hand.
No, I think it's really boring. I mean, in Dark Souls 1, they have the wood grain ring, and then Dark Souls 3, there's Karthus blood ring, but I think it's kind of boring that way. And then in this game, there's the, I forget what it's called. I think it'd be cool in a stat where you actually have to make a build around your roll. But I suppose having it, I guess, yeah. I mean, having it as just rings and stuff is also okay, I guess. We can actually go upgrade now. Looks nice, huh? Gucci, not the Great Club? Because it doesn't matter what I kill him with, right? It's the same either way. I also don't have the stats to wield the Great Club yet. Make notes when first doing a no-hit. No, I don't. Not with a run that's as simple as this one. And even if I did make notes, I wouldn't follow them. I wouldn't have to look at them. When I did all bosses, I made notes, but I didn't really refer to them. Okay, so now we kill fucking Bernal. Have a homeward bone. I agree. There's definitely some annoying things about this game. And I personally think the most annoying thing that I would change in a heartbeat is the not being able to fast travel out of a cave from the Grace. I think that is the most annoying thing about the game. Right? You should be able, in the cave, you should be able to rest and then fast travel rather than have to actually leave the cave first. That's what it should be. And then, yeah, and then it's not as annoying. But to be fair, that's a pretty small complaint. I don't have many complaints about this game.
Hello. Hello, it's rather.
I really don't. I have a few, but not many.
Only if you've
Nothing gigantic.
the thug sleaze.
Multiplayer should be like seamless co-op. I agree. I think having an option, right? There should be true co-op, and then there should also be the normal soul summoning. And I think there's a place for both of those in this game. Bloodflame. I basically never use the Ash before. I use it once more on Gideon. Oh, yeah, I agree, Spec Op. Yeah, you should be able to open the map in combat. And you know what? Maybe that's something they're going to change. I could see them changing that with how...
Thuggies.
Did I even get it? Oh my god, I totally forgot.
What are you trying to start something? Show me, and I'll consider parting. I'm not in love with you.
Has nobody made a mod for that? To open the map when you're in combat? That's true, Lucerne, yeah. Unless, you could also just still do some invasion type on a seamless co-op system. I just don't know how it would work. But you could do it, probably.
Oh, thank you kindly. Did I forget to? I see you are very to steady such, please.
Well, the no combat it's actually based on the enemy, right? So the I'm pretty sure the zombie enemies that are, for example, in the Shaded Ruins or whatever that's called, Shaded Castle, those guys just basically never de-aggro to you. And so you could be just actually miles away and they're still going to be aggroed. But certain enemies, they can be right there and they de-aggro, so it just depends on that.
I will.
Alright, so we've done everything properly this time, so I shouldn't have to fucking hit the Grace here.
Will you join? I accept the rise with us. And now you belong. The drawing room, but be sure.
Well, I took you for no matter. Lay out your own.
What's up, Erdbeer? Thanks, dude. Lag free. Yep. Hopefully. Don't see any mods for opening map in combat. That's too bad. Add rod instead of bleed. That would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, Millennia's katana is kind of average, it seems.
Thou art of passing skill. Warrior, thou must truly run in thy veins. Tarnished. I shall remember thee, tarnished, smoldering with thy meager flame. Cower in fear of the night. The hand it's tight. The guard you breached.
Could have gotten some strength too, I guess. Is the NG Plus content only bad thing in the game? What about it? The fact that it's just not different? Well, FromSoft, I mean, they haven't really ever done anything super special in NG Plus. In Dark Souls 2, they did, you know, move things around with enemy placements and stuff, but I don't know. I really don't mind NG Plus just not being anything too interesting. It's mostly there as a way for people to just try new stuff. I don't know. I don't know any good examples of games doing NG Plus really well, to be honest.
return together to our home, bathed in rays of cold.
Maybe I should be using this thing one-handed, dude. Wouldn't think, but... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what good NG Plus would look like. Other than just stats increasing and stuff. But I guess, yeah, they could make the game and the enemy placements just completely different. But I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, the only proper way to play these games is on base NG. That's where the game's meant to be played. So that's basically when I'm doing challenge runs and stuff, I almost never do higher NGs unless it's actually required for the challenge. There's only been I guess 3 times where I've gone into higher NGs for challenge runs. And one was the master run, which is just an NG plus 7 run to increase the difficulty. And the other times was during the all achievement. All achievements you went into higher NGs because it's required. And I guess actually that's probably it. It's the only time. It seems very clear to me, though, that I'm meant to play this game on the base NG. Especially in this game, too. The balance shifts a lot with certain weapons. Voice damage weapons on higher NGs become way, way worse. And it becomes doing percentage damage. Or multi-hit builds and stuff. Charge attack builds aren't nearly as good on NG plus 7. How much farming? A lot less. But when I did all achievements runs, the only one... So I've done Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 2, I didn't actually farm. I just dropped the items with Cheat Engine. There's only one actual item farm for Covenant. The other one is a farming for getting kills for the Bell Hunter, or the Bell Covenant, whatever it's called. But after doing... I farmed in Dark Souls 3 for 12 hours during that all achievements run. And after that, I basically decided that when I do all achievements runs, I'm just not going to farm. Because there's no point. It's just such a waste of time. But in this game, there is no farming as far as I know, so that'll be great. That is the next big run that we're going to do, you guys. All achievements no hit. That's the plan. I'm very excited for that. As soon as we finish this bet, that's what we're going to do. I think Ghost right now is doing Bloodborne all achievements. Buying new copy every time. Yeah, we got to buy a new copy every single time. That'll be the clickbait. Every time I get hit, I have to buy a new copy of the game. But no, of course you just use Steam Achievement Manager. Yeah, consumable only will be next year as well. I think all achievements first, though, because I don't know, I want to learn more about the game. And doing all achievements will help that. Yeah, of course, when I was doing all achievements in these games, there's a program called Steam Achievement Manager. I think you can technically get banned from Steam for using it, but I've never gotten banned, so I don't know. But yeah, you just use that. You just literally hit reset, and that's it. And then your achievements are reset. But that's a really good clickbait though. For all achievements no hit. I buy a new game every time I get hit. Or I buy the game every time I get hit, dude. Oh, can you do that, Bolt Sniper? I didn't know that. It's kind of cool, I guess. Fuck you, bro. It's really bad. I'm dead. Unbelievable. Oh, this is really bad. I got really lucky on that spin attack. I was way out of position. I just outspaced it. This is sort of how normal weapons should, like... The problem is that at this point, I'm still kind of used to having weapons that just blow by everything in the game. And, yeah. And so I don't have a ton of experience just fighting Radan straight up like that. On a no-hit run, at least. Obviously, I've done Fist Radan. And I know his moveset, but... I'm not confident is the problem. Not super confident in it. But, I mean, that was decent. After we got into position in phase 2, it was all good.
I'm privy to it. Would you care to learn one? Time can move a little
But I really should practice him.
As you might have guessed.
Beetle's rules about breaks are so dumb. Yeah, they kind of are dumb. I agree. I understand why they're there, though. It's for the sake of the verifiers, but yeah, the fact that you literally can't take 5 seconds on a cutscene or on a loading screen or put out and wait for 5 seconds or else your run's invalid, it's kind of fucking stupid. It's because I don't submit any of my runs. Hello, so the way that you get runs on the website is you got to submit them through Team Hitless, and I just don't do that for any of my runs. So I mean, I'm too lazy, I guess. $40 runs because that's the amount of runs that have been requested. I've never submitted a run to Team Hitless before for the website. The only time I've ever submitted a run was I sent my my first any percent to Squilla back in the day for him to add me to the Twitch team. But aside from that, yeah, I've never submitted a run, and all the runs that are on the website were just added as soon as the website was created, and that's why it's so out of date. Probably about half my runs are actually on there. Achievement clear. But do you have to, can you clear them all in one go, or do you actually have to do it one by one? I mean, to be honest, Steam Achievement Manager makes it super easy, so I'd probably just still use that, but... Did Master on DS2? Yeah, surely. I think I'll have the most completed, or the most completed unique no-hit runs. I mean, I have no idea. Not really a stat that I look at. I mean, I think Nunsei has a shit ton of runs. I don't know if anybody has more than me. It's probably Nunsei, because Nunsei was doing no hit with every single weapon in Dark Souls 3. So what's up, Maverick? Yeah, you gotta no-hit the boss. Else you just, or else the boss insta-kills you or something. Yeah, I'm not sure if Dunsei finished the every single weapon no-hit in DS3 or not. Seems pretty wild. It's funny, I considered doing that at one point because I saw that Nems was doing speed runs with every weapon in the game. I'm like, oh, I could do that for no hit. But thankfully I didn't. But I did consider it. I was gonna buff, but I guess I... Bro, the fucking lag is insane. This fight is so easy, but the lag makes it so scary. And I think it's just the boss, right? When you fight Gideon in this arena, it's not laggy at all. And when the fight's done, it's also totally fine. It's just it's the boss, man. I'd be surprised if you know, other streamers don't get lag in that boss arena. I'm sure most people get lag in that boss. Surely you guys didn't see that. I wonder if there's a mod to make gold free just like a normal enemy. What's up, Quantum? Thanks, dude. RTX 3080. That is that'd be such a stupid thing for me to do. I have a 3070, so it's not. That would not be an upgrade. Basically, it'd be a tiny upgrade. I don't know. I don't think that. Am I light rolling right now? I don't even know if a 4090 would solve the problems, dude. Yeah, one thing I was looking into a bit ago was a second PC for streaming. Just to take, I don't know. Presumably that would help a lot, but it's kind of a complicated, or I would have to buy a bunch of stuff, and I just haven't done that yet, but maybe I will consider doing that at some point. Maybe that's what I can do with the Amit winnings, dude. Is invest in a streaming PC.
Prevented the thorn, a husk, the only way and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame and guide.
Yeah, I need to buy a capture card. Oh, you do it with your laptop, really? Huh. I do need to get a capture card though. I don't have one. I should probably do that, especially for PS5. So I don't have to do stupid fucking... When I was doing Bloodborne runs, the quality was so bad on the stream because I was doing I'd basically just broadcast it to my PC. Kuzoodle ended in third. Drunk, yeah. It was super close. And Ain got insanely unlucky because he was against Chuzo in the final match, and he had to win in order to get third place. And they basically got the worst seed that we've ever seen. Unquestionably the worst seed that has happened in Amit. And Ainrun basically had no chance. It was a 1-0 game. It was a 1-0 win for Chuzo. And yeah, Ainrun just had no chance. It's not because Chuzo played well or anything like that. It was just It was not how you like to see stuff end, basically. I think if they had a normal seed and choose 01 and he just outplayed Ain, then, you know, fair enough. Like, that's just what happens, but you hate to see it end in the way it did. It's really unfortunate. Would have been a lot more interesting if they got, you know, the easy seed that Bree and Hob got, right? That would have been interesting. Because if somebody makes one mistake, it's basically over. But yeah, in that match day, we had the easiest Amit seed we've ever seen. Easiest Amit seed we've ever seen, along with the absolute hardest we've ever seen. Remove the nerfing thing? No, I think the nerfing is fine. What's also nice is that I've been safe from the nerf almost the whole season. I've only got nerfed, I think, 3 times. And it's because I pulled away so quickly that there's no point in nerfing me. Other picking seeds? Well, I believe the seed makers go through and test seeds, and
maybe
once they get
the best nut ever.
Once they get, you know, however many seeds they need, I think 6 because they usually have a backup, then they just randomize who gets which seed. Steel, thanks for the 4-month resub. Welcome back. Hub's first seed. That is true, yeah. Hub's first seed was definitely one of the easiest. Although, I still think the seed they got last time was even easier than that. Because I do remember they had to go through Smoldering Lake on Hub's first seed, which isn't hard, but you do have a mini-boss to run past and stuff. So, I don't know. I think that seed that they got probably was no-hittable at a very high percentage for a lot of people in the league. With the boss fights they got, and the one section they did have that was a little bit questionable, where you could potentially get hit on, was that Aldrich Gate. Even then, great enemies at the Fog Gate, and yeah, I mean, that's still a really easy gate. It all comes down to the Fog Gate enemies, and they had good ones, so. 6-6 game? No, there wasn't, but the Bree versus Hob one was almost, because Hob actually didn't get hit the entire game. He never got hit, but he ended up getting a walk of shame on the final gate. Which really sucked to see, to be honest, because he deserved a 0 hit. And it all came from him. He basically, for some reason, was killing a bunch of extra enemies on the second to last gate, and spent a good 2 minutes killing extra enemies that he didn't need to kill because he was already at 5 kills. And that's the whole reason why he got a walk of shame on the next gate, because it was a don't wait gate. Right? If that's a wait gate, then they're both getting 0 hit, or yeah, if he just didn't kill all those extra enemies for no reason, and it would have been a 6-6 game. Yeah, he killed eight enemies, or yeah, 8 enemies for no reason. And the whole time I was watching, I'm like, Hob, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're falling behind, and you do not need to get these kills. And obviously you couldn't hear me, so. I was saying, though, if that's a situation where if any other runner is doing that, and they have their chat to help them, then they're not going to make that mistake. But even when he started early, he still had enough kills, right? He still killed way too many enemies. And then they were saying that the extra time that he was waiting, when they factored that into the final gate, he was 6 seconds slow. Right? So if he doesn't go to kill those extra 2 enemies, he's making that. Right? Ultimately, though, it kind of is his fault, because he should have been aware of the wait gate, and he also should have been aware of how many kills he was at. So it is still his fault, but it's just really unfortunate. Are you sure, Arum? I don't think so, man. I guess maybe I'd have to watch it again, but... I guess maybe. I thought he killed a bunch more. Practicing for Zero Hit League Season 3? Not really, but I guess indirectly I am. Also, Steel, I don't know if I said thanks for the 4-month resub, dude, but thanks so much, Steel. Might have been in the boss fight or something. There's an Omit command. Yeah, maybe I did miscount, I guess. I don't know. I thought, for some reason, I thought he killed every single enemy. On the going into that room with the knight. I thought he did that for some reason. I thought he killed them multiple times as well. But yeah, maybe Glance was telling him that he wasn't at the 5 kills or something. That's why he went back. Maybe. Ultimate game of the year. Yeah, I did see that, I think. Could have knocked Yorm off the cliff. Yeah, he could have tried for sure. That was his last hope, and that's what I was saying. When he was on fighting Yorm, and he got into phase 2, I'm like, okay, he's got to try to bait the Superman off the cliff somehow, but... Yeah, for sure, though, if Hob didn't start that gate early, I think he easily wouldn't have gotten Walk of Shamed on the last gate. I think he would have gotten it. But yeah, he just, I don't know. I don't know why he's done that a few times now where he starts the gate early. Just not paying attention, I guess. In both times, it's come back to bite him, too. He potentially lost it on a tie against Chuzo because of it, and then also... yeah, against Bree. Lost out on another tie in a 0-hit game. He's not going to have to worry about that next season because he's not playing. So... And yeah, the relegation match is on Friday, you guys. It's scheduled for Friday. And we will see who wins. Wait, you're saying it's very good, Chesnoid, or you're saying it's not very good? I agree. I think it's not good as well, because it would be different if there was a set number of wait/don't wait gates for every match. But the fact that there's been matches that are, you know, four don't wait gates all in a row, and then sometimes it's all wait gates. You know, if it's a don't wait gate, it benefits the faster player in a massive way, right? And they do it dependent on the gates you get in the match, but I don't know. Very unbalanced. Which channel dedicated for 0-hit? Well, there's a team hitless Twitch channel, I guess, but there aren't very often streams on there. Don't wait gates are a result of... Oh, yeah, I mean, there's... Yeah, it's a result for sure of just the gates and the enemies you get, because if there's a gate where... And that's what I was saying, they do it just purely based on what gate it is, so it's completely random. Yeah, if there's a gate where it's an immediate boss fight, then obviously it can't be a wait gate. Yeah, so. The stalling. Yeah, we had some ideas for that. I think by far the best option is just make the walk of shame penalty way too high for people to have any reason to want to stall. That's it. I think that's all you have to do. If it's a 10-hit walk of shame, then nobody's taking a walk of shame on purpose. Yeah, we're still on Great Club. This weapon is rough, dude. Some people don't get walk of shame on purpose. That's true, but still, I mean, it still should be a huge penalty. I think. I always thought that 2-hit walk of shame penalty is way too low. Speaking of IGN, I wonder when that video is going to come out. But even 4 hits, I don't think is enough. I don't think 4 hits is enough to encourage people to go. I didn't buff the weapon, but... How's it going, Panda? But I didn't. I was a little bit cautious of trying to go in there. That was a really good opportunity to potentially get another stun or something. I could have gone for the stun on that arm slime attack. I could have just went for an R1, but I didn't really want to risk it. Yeah, I threw the knife to stop the poise reset. I usually wouldn't do that, but I don't know. I had them on my hotbar, so thought I might as well. Yeah, the reason I don't go for the eye is because this weapon just can't hit the eye. It just can't. The Charge R2s can't hit the eye. Maybe the R1s could, I guess, but it seems to be better to just try to hit him in the head. Obviously, the riposte literally does the same damage as, or it does slightly more damage than a Charge R2 to the head. The riposte is just useless to try to take.
I have this world and death. Are you prepared to commit? Let my hand.
This is actually our 3rd run past hooking Fire Giant with this dude. We had a run to Godskin Duo that got ended yesterday, and a run to Horlu that got ended. Seems to be a pretty tough late game or something. Looks really interesting and well formatted. Is that supposed to be a meme, or are you being serious? No, Godskin Duo is very bad with this weapon. Very bad. But I was doing a strat that's basically just too precise. Okay, I wasn't sure if you're being serious or not. Because, yeah, a lot of people say that the rules are very bad. I mean, they've gotten a lot better since the season started, for sure. But there are a lot of issues. As I said, since the start of season 2, the rules have gotten many times better. Things are more fair now. And yeah, and I think, but there's still lots of room for improvement. Tons of room for improvement. I think especially, I think the biggest problem right now is the accidental cheating rules, probably. And if you're in my Discord, you know that we've been talking about that a little bit, but that is probably the most glaring problem at the moment. But the stalling thing needs to be addressed, and I think omits need to be reworked a little bit. Simply say no longer. Yeah, so I mean currently the cheating rule right now, the current rule is that, oh man, it's very subjective basically right now. So it's saying that if you're found to have cheats on a gate, you're supposed to finish the gate as usual. You're supposed to turn off your cheats. In the case of a boss, you're supposed to quit out and redo the gate. And basically, in the case of a boss fight, you're only given a penalty if basically the refs think that you got a substantial advantage on the fight by using the cheats. And of course, that needs to be taken out, right? That is so arbitrary, it's insane. Because what does an advantage actually mean, right? I would argue in the case when Fry went into the Demon Prince fight and, had cheats on, I think that's a huge advantage because you're basically just getting a free attempt at the boss, and you get to see which boss it actually is, which is also another huge advantage. And then yeah, I also, so basically what's also possible right now is that if you use Cheat Engine through a gate and you no-hit the gate, you still get the point for no-hitting the gate, but then you get -1 by the end of the match. So you literally do not get penalized, basically, for it. Right? So you could have cheats on. In theory, right now with the rules, you could completely finish a gate with cheats by accident. Say you had infinite iframes on the entire time. You killed every enemy, and obviously you're not going to get hit because you have infinite iframes, right? You could do that, And not only, you know, do you not get, or you don't get the gate, but you don't get hit because you have infinite iframes, and you basically don't get a -1 gate point because you technically got the gate, but entirely with cheats. So yeah, it kind of just doesn't make any sense at the moment. And obviously, wouldn't be noticeable. Well, one time, Ain had cheats on for 3 gates, and it wasn't until the 3rd gate that people noticed. So, and in that case, they redid the match, but that's the entire reason why the cheating rule was made, is because of that match. And if I was watching, I would have noticed almost immediately, because he took a huge drop where he didn't take fall damage. And obviously that's infinite iframes, but yeah, I wasn't watching the match, so I didn't notice. But yeah, so in that case, it's funny, right? So if the rules were applied to that match, after 3 gates, Ain had 3 gates, I believe. He had all 3 gates because he had infinite iframes on, and Hob had 0. And so the resulting score at that point in the match would have been 0-0, and Ain would have had 0 hits taken. So he would have been winning the match despite, and this is nothing against Ain, right? It was obviously accidental and stuff, and there weren't the rules in place, but I'm just pointing out how the rules don't make any sense. That would have been a 0-0 match where Ain would have had 0 hits taken, and Hob, I think, had probably 10 or more. So obviously that makes no fucking sense at all, right? And I didn't really think about the cheating rules too much because I didn't really think it was going to happen again. But I guess, I don't know. I never really spent much time considering the implications of the rule when they added it. Ain won the rematch, yeah. And he also got the lowest hits of the day point because it was a super trivial seed. Well, yeah, so it wasn't really his fault. I mean, to a degree it is obviously his fault, but, you know, using cheat engine in these games can be kind of confusing sometimes, right? Sometimes you close cheat engine, and if you leave scripts active, they're going to keep being active until you restart the game. And for a lot of the people in Omit League, it was their first time ever using cheat engine or anything like that. So they're just not as familiar as somebody like me would be. Or I've used it for years at this point. And so I understand it, but it's just the fact that somebody can accidentally have cheats on and then not really get penalized at all is just wrong. And there's been a case. I gotta focus for a second. There's been a case very recently that, you know, it happened and it's causing an issue, basically. Not going to get into it, but race cheats at all. It's because, so there's how the league works. If somebody finishes the gate, there's something called the Walk of Shame, and it's kind of an attempt to keep the matches moving. So if somebody finishes the gate and then if somebody finishes the gate, the opponent is put on a 3-minute timer, and if they don't finish the gate in the next 3 minutes, then they get to use cheats to finish up the gate, and they get a penalty for it. And yeah, so in order for matches to not take forever, people use cheats to insta-kill bosses, or they, you know, use no clip to get through the rest of the level, just to not make it take forever. And so that's why. That's why cheats are kind of necessary for it. Yeah, ideally, cheat engine wouldn't have to be used at all, and then we have 0 issues, but that's not how it is right now. What would actually be way better is if people could just load a save file for the next gate or something, but the issue with that is on the don't wait gates, I guess. Yeah, saves would be best, but I'm actually, yeah, I don't exactly know how saves would work. Is it what I was saying? It's on the don't wait gates. I mean, maybe they could just make a save file that's right before the gate or something. Instead of inside of it. Because, yeah, there's gates where potentially as soon as you walk into the gate, it's a boss. So you could just... Yeah, you could just make it so that right before. On screen. I don't know. But that guy... Holy shit, why did he get out of the door so early there? What's up, Dominico? That's a good point, Chesnoid, as well. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess save files really aren't an option for it. That's true.
I knew they had you out.
You forfeit the gate. But does that mean you get 0 or -1? Because currently, I mean... I don't really know what to get. Take the points away? Well, that's what it is, right? But the fact that it's conditional based on if the player no hits the rest of the gate is what is the part that makes no sense. Right? So what it is currently, yeah, if somebody is found to have cheats on, then they continue the gate as normal. But at the end of the match, they get -1 gate point for every single gate that they had cheats on. But that means if somebody uses infinite iframes for the entire gate, and right, and then doesn't end up getting hit because they have infinite iframes, then they would just get a 0, right? Because they would get the gate, but then they wouldn't actually. They would get the -1, but then hits are also important, so they would get -1 hits, or they would take 0 hits, and that could get you a bonus point. So it makes no sense. It should be just -1 on a gate if you have cheats on it, in my opinion. Just simply -1. And no possible way to, you know, get any points, or, you know, there shouldn't be any other condition, I think. Yeah, so that's why I think it should just be -1 gate point, and then you lose the gate just by default if you have cheats on it. And then I think you also need to remove sort of the subjectivity of it, of, you know, trying to determine whether it gives somebody an advantage or not. In my opinion, basically anytime, if you have cheats on a gate, even just entering a gate without the possibility of being hit immediately, which is totally possible, and we've seen it many times before, if that happens, then that's an advantage, in my opinion. That is an advantage. Just being able to see what enemies are there, and or whatever boss it is. There's been many times where people have entered a boss gate and have immediately gotten hit before they could even do anything. And it's because they're, you know, not paying full attention or something. But either way, it's still a hit. And if you have infinite iframes on, or if you have cheats on, it makes that not possible. And that's an advantage. So, so for sure, next season it'll be changed. And I think what I'm saying is reasonable enough where it will be changed to that.
Become a lord. Not even you. A man cannot kill a god.
Vandal at least seeing all the gates before. Ah, okay. What's your idea? Yeah, I mean, the thing with that is that nothing's really proven, right? So I don't know if that actually is an issue or not. But yeah, what's your idea? I feel like it's gonna be a meme, but okay, this is the hardest boss on the run. Yeah, I feel bad for Glance too, because, you know, a lot of this stuff ends up kind of getting put on him, even though it's not really necessarily his fault. I think Glenn's done a really good job so far. Nice RNG. See, when it goes like that, this weapon's good for him, dude. But just when it doesn't go like that. It's crazy. It's crazy how good that looks when it works. And how bad it is when you just don't get that stun. But we got it this time. To load the seed and then keep the game on stream. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Ozzy. I think you have to maybe you're not allowed to get your seed until you start streaming or something. I think you're right. That would fix it for sure.
You got this. Let's go.
Beauty. There we go. Nice, dude. He actually almost canceled my attack there because he like lifted me up. But I actually timed it so perfectly that the attack came right as he was coming out of the ground.
Oh my god, dude! That's so shit! That is
Wow, 140.
so shit!
That's
That
fast
is
as hell,
such
dude.
Garbage.
That's not bad.
Oh my god.
All right, we did it, dude. This has probably been the run that's taken us the longest so far to get. It's pretty cursed, but there we go. We did it, dude. That was nice. Nataro, thanks for the 4-month resub. I was going to say thanks for that during the fight, but I wanted to focus. Also, Jeff, thanks for the 5 gifted subs, dude. Make sure you thank Jeff if you got a sub.
Dude,
Shogun, thanks for the 100 bits.
so
The curse is over, dude.
shit.
That's right.
That is so
And,
shit.
And Colin,
That is
thanks for the
such
5 gifted subs as well, dude.
garbage. Oh my
Oh, that's a nice
God.
relief, dude. That's a relief. But 140 is pretty damn fast, dude. That's not bad. We haven't done the Scythe run yet, Nightgale. Oh, wait, the Frida Scythe run you're saying? Oh, yeah, no. This is the run that's taken us the longest to get, because we attempted it all yesterday and we didn't get it, so. Yeah, GG, guys. This one's going on YouTube for sure, so say hi to YouTube. And that's also my first no-hit run with a smithing stone weapon, too. My first complete no-hit.
The fallen leaves tell a story
Yeah, GG, though. That's nice.
of how a tarnished
A
became
really good Godfrey Horlu fight right there.
in our
All right, another run checked off the list, you guys.
Maybe.
Reaps, thanks for the
I'll give
2-month
you
Prime
the
sub.
best nut
Back, dude.
ever.
That is a relief.
This is
that
going
we finally
too
got
far.
that.
Our seed will look back upon us and recall.
To be honest, though, my honest review of the weapon is that
Of fracture.
it's not that bad. But it's pretty average, I would say. It's pretty average. It took some getting used to using the slow weapon, though. All right, large club. It says large club. It's actually great club. Yeah, there we go. We did it. So the next run, you guys, I believe is in Dark Souls 2. I believe it's the fucking ladle in Dark Souls 2.
Maybe I'll give you the best nut ever.
Yeah, I'm very happy that's over, though.
This is going too far.
And with this ladle run, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if this is going to be doable, but I guess we're going to find out. Heisman, thanks for gifting the sub to Giga Chad. Yeah, I don't know. Someone requested this. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I've never used it other than on SL1 to try to get some more ADP. You did the run as possible. When are you playing more Raid Shadow Legends, Cake? The best game. Yeah, I think that's a good idea though, Ozzy. I think that's a really good idea. Because there's no downside to that. I mean, people have to start their stream before they get the seed, right? They don't send out the seed until they start their streams. And yeah, you remove any potential for somebody, unless there's some corruption in the seed makers, right? Yeah, so we're going to be streaming tonight with Edie. I think she said we're going to do it at 8 p.m. EST, it seems. So that's an hour earlier than last time. Still kind of late for me, but yeah, so tonight will be the co-op run again, part 2. Hopefully I still have the save file. Yeah, GG, guys. This is the fastest request we've done so far, 140. I don't know why it's so much faster, but we did it. And as you can see, this is a really good weapon for the final boss, at least, right? It was really good on Radagon, and it's really good on Elden Beast. Maybe not quite good enough to get that insta-kill, but didn't have to get rot pots. But, I mean, the Godslayer Greatsword run, we didn't have to either, but But yeah, I think no Volcano Manor, and we just made some things a bit more efficient. So yeah, but the next request, you guys, the ladle. I've been putting this one off. Let's just see if it's doable. If it's not doable, you know what? I'm not going to force myself to